Salisbury now on Rock and Manuch with Jimmy B. What's bigger, going on the Dan Patrick Show today or Rock and Manuch with Jimmy B in Phoenix?
No, good. Are you kidding me? It's got to be Rock and Manuch. I mean, you know that. I've been coming on with you guys as long as I've been doing the Dan Patrick Show, and I mean, Dan's AAA compared to you guys. Matter of fact, he might even be instructional league compared to you guys. There you go.
You are so full of USC political talk right now, man.
That's what the master's degree.
Yeah, I'm not full of USC anything. We don't win much these days. Screw that. Okay.
So let me ask you that, Sean. How are the masses handling that situation there with Riley, all that money, what have you? That had to be a lot of heartburn coming from your alumnus.
Big time, and you know this, both you guys do, is that it's not over. You know, I mean, we're still trying to find a defensive coordinator, and then it's like, okay, and I love Lincoln, guys, I do, and I was fortunate. I hosted the Lombardi Awards last year, and Lincoln was there obviously because Tuipulotu, one of his linebackers, was there, and he's a great guy, but the history is score, give up. And I don't know, Manucci, you know, we've been on teams and rocking, but you guys have seen this. I almost feel a lot of times the way you practice and what you practice against is kind of who you are. I feel like when I watch Georgia, that when they practice, they're practicing against physicality and getting after it. I feel like when we're practicing, and maybe I'm wrong, it just feels like we're in a 2-point stance. And on defense, they're seeing the Caleb Williams spread. And think about what Lincoln's done. He always has great offenses, but it's almost like I need you to maybe find a play caller that's like you, and then you could focus on the overall picture of offense and defense. So I don't want the offense to change. I want it to be more physical. And I think most of the alumni and the former players love what he's doing because the excitement offensively, but it's not exciting to lose 44 to 48-44. So it's not good for a guy who's put up so many points and had such a good team. The disappointment is the constant. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. That you're giving up 35 and 40. That's too much to overcome, and it'll be far harder to overcome when Lincoln leaves. So it's the buzz has not been good. They love Lincoln. I think there's even concern that is Lincoln Riley going to leave and go to the NFL with Caleb Williams, like in Chicago or somewhere else. Maybe even I don't think Jonathan Gannon's going anywhere, but a place where he can go with him. But that's got to change because the alumni are bothered. But you know who's bothered worse is the Ronnie Lotts, the Anthony Munoz's, the former teammate, the Rodney Peets you played with, and myself that are like, wait a second, how do we get back to being physically done? It just goes to show you, finesse teams, honest to God, don't win championships. Michigan, Alabama, Georgia. So when all this is said and done, you may be able to make finesse plays, but if you're not punching somebody square in the face and getting stops on defense, I really don't. Ask TCU how that felt in the playoff last year against Georgia, right? So you see that you got to be physical no matter what level. All this fun stuff we do offensively, it still gets down to you better tackle and you better punch somebody square in the face and gut punch them on a regular basis. So love Lincoln, but if it doesn't change, he will not be long for that job if this goes on 2 or 3 more years if he's there. I'm just telling you.
Sean, do you see any situation where Caleb Williams does not go to the National Football League? You know, we're seeing reports in the LA Times today that it's a game-time decision if he's going to enter the draft. Is there a scenario where he stays?
I find it hard. Yeah, I get now, Rock, if you'd asked me this 4 years ago, we'd have said, are you out of your damn mind? The first or second pick of the draft? Of course you're going. Where else is there to go but down, right?
Yeah.
Now, we've seen it in the past with Andrew Luck and Matt Leinart where they loved the college experience. They wanted to stay. And, okay, great. Back when Elway and that group was playing, you stayed 4 years because you couldn't leave early. Well, in this case, I would have told you 4 years ago, no, but with it, name, image, and likeness, and listening to Matt Rule at Nebraska when they were interviewing, I don't know if you guys heard that sound. They were talking about name, image, and likeness, and he was talking about, well, you guys, listen, man, it's minimum of $2 million to get that quarterback, which tells me that we've come to that where I'm now transferring schools. Matter of fact, free agency in college football is now the NBA and Major League Baseball. It really is. Oh, you got him? Let me just pluck him. I'll call him on the phone while he's on scholarship and just get him to leave. I'll give him another $500,000 more. So do I think I think there's a small chance because I still think, to be honest with you, Rock, I think he's going to be the first pick of the draft.
Yeah,
I
do too.
I know people. Oh well, he cried with his mom, but when it gets down to playmaking skills, you're not taking Drake May or one of these other guys over him. Or Bo Nix. I think you're still taking him. He's young. He's gifted. He makes all the plays, and we'll go somewhere that you hope they play more defense. So I don't think so. Now, for selfish reasons, I'd love it, but I mean, if you're going to be the first pick of the draft, I don't know, man. Why would you go back and
3?
That? But you never know with the money, because he's going to make the money on campus. Or look at it, you turn on your TV, he's Peyton Manning. He's doing as many commercials as Dan Manning was doing at the end of his career now. So I'm not real sure. My guess is that he's going to leave because you don't want to just risk that. I'd love to have him, but if you're going to be the first pick of the draft, which I still think he is, he's not falling any lower than second or third. I think he's probably going to go, and then you're going to have to see, somebody else, come in there, one of these 5-star guys, and go play. But a chance, yeah, I think he'll listen. I think it's fun to play the game with people and see how many more NIL deals you can get before you leave. But if you're the first or second pick of the draft, I actually think you'd be stupid not to go, to be honest with you.
I second the motion on that for sure, Sean. Your Heisman vote, you got Bo Nix playing tonight, Penix Jr., they're both going at each other. Daniels has done his deed, if you will. I mean, or he's going to be playing in moving on. And then Caleb Williams. So you got those 4. Initial gut hunch after what you've seen or not seen, maybe. Who's your Heisman Trophy candidate, or I should say winner? And with Daniels winning the Johnny U last night, does that help at all?
It gets settled tonight.
2 minutes.
To me, it gets settled tonight. If I had a vote today, the advantage for Jayden Daniels is he doesn't get this game this weekend. But the advantage for Jayden Daniels is, what if Penix and Bo Nix struggle? What if they just have average games? So while it's an advantage to be seen on that, your Friday night, tonight, your Friday night, you get all these eyes. What if you go 15 to 27 for 225 a pick and 2 touchdowns and rush for 37 yards? Is that a Heisman moment? No, I think that would work in their detriment. So the advantage you get to see, and because everybody's watching, people on the East Coast, you're going to get to see it. It's Friday night, not Monday night where you're sleeping in. You get Friday night. I think it's settled tonight. I think it's a 3-horse race. Caleb Williams isn't going to stick. Caleb Williams probably not even going to get invited
1 minute
to New York this time around. I don't know, because of the losses and the way it's gone down, even though his numbers say he should. Keep an eye on number 4, like a Carson Beck, if he plays well this week, and sneak it in. Because remember, the voting's got to be in. Jayden Daniels isn't going to get a shot to show anymore because the voting has to end on the 4th. That's Monday. And then the next weekend, a week from tomorrow, is the Heisman ceremony. So I think it comes down to Bo Nix, Jayden Daniels, and Penix. If Penix or Bo Nix go crazy tonight, or both of them do, I think Bo Nix is the leader right now, but I know Vegas, for me, if I was voting today before this game, Jayden Daniels is the best player in the country on a regular basis I saw this year. The most consistent with his feet and his arm. Today, I would give it to him. And if both of them have one of those average games, he'll win it. But if Bo Nix on Oregon goes off and they win 45-35, and he runs for 90 and throws for 350 and completes 25 of 30, he'll win it. So I think it hangs in the balance. I think it'd be shameful if people voted before now. You want to see Carson Beck. You maybe want to see what these 2 do tonight, or if somebody else can sneak in there late. I think it's a 3-horse race, and I think 2 of them are playing tonight as far as the winner, and they'll all get invited. But Bo Nix slightly ahead of Penix, and I think Jayden Daniels slightly ahead of Bo Nix. But this is an opportunity. If Nix has one of those games, he can steal it tonight. Otherwise, the 3-loss LSU team with their quarterback, he was the most consistent player I saw all year. And people in Arizona State and in that city know what kind of player he was as a freshman. And he got the guys since last year. His improvement has been off the chart.
Yes.
He's been the best player week in and week out I've seen all year.
Sean, always appreciated. I know Dan Patrick, Rocco Manucci. Busy day for you today. So thanks for the time.
Like you're welcome. It goes Rockin' Manucci, a bunch of other things, going to the restroom, having a beer, then Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Thanks,
have a good weekend, buddy.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You too, guys. Thanks.
Sean Salisbury. Follow him on Twitter at Sean Unfiltered, and part of the Pro Sports Fan app that he just started. And we're part of that, and we'll be doing our live hit coming up at 4 o'clock. Coming up, we will have our Arena Sports Grill segment. We'll give you a chance to win large